A medical breakthrough developed in Corpus Christi is changing the lives of Southeast Texans who suffer chronic pain.
It's a procedure that uses electrical stimulation of the nerves to kill the pain and get patients back on their feet. Liz Wiggins has been investigating this new procedure. She's here now with details. Liz?
Bill, using electricity to treat medical conditions is nothing new. Doctors have been using it for years to stimulate healing. But a South Texas doctor has found a way to channel electricity in such a way that it stops pain at its root. People who were bedridden or crippled with excruciating pain are out of bed, out of wheelchairs, walking without canes and walkers, and off strong pain medications. Patients call it a miracle. One Southeast Texas pain specialist calls it the greatest thing to come along in 50 years. You would never know it by looking at her dance that 2 weeks ago Laura Wilkinson was in a wheelchair, disabled by pain caused by an autoimmune disease like lupus.
I couldn't walk. I could barely get back and forth between the bed and going to the restroom without having to have some help.
Now the only thing she needs help with is hooking up the machine she says has given her back her life.
And the red and white on the feet.
It's called the Rhodes Stim procedure, developed by Dr. Donald Rhodes. After seeing the miraculous effects it had on Dr. Rhodes' patients, pain management specialist Dr. Stephen Sachs decided to try it on his patients.
Yeah, I think there has never been anything like this before. Words cannot really explain how truly revolutionary this item is. This development is going to change the lives of millions of people around the world and absolutely change and turn around the way that pain is treated for now and forever.
Electrodes are hooked up to strategic nerves in the feet and legs. They send electrical impulses up those nerves to the place in the back that controls the sympathetic nervous system, the nerve system that makes your body do the things you don't think about.
This machine may have found the basic common denominator of almost all pain syndromes that are chronic, or most, because most of the people putting on it are getting dramatic relief, one after the other after the other.
Lynette Waldron was one of the first in the U.S. to see it work. Her daughter Lindy suffers from reflex sympathetic dystrophy syndrome, a chronic pain condition that starts with a mild injury and can be so excruciating that patients like Lindy often end up addicted to pain medication or suicidal.
We actually found Dr. Rhodes on the internet, and I called and talked to him, and we went down there, and day one of the treatment she was much better, tremendously better.
Lindy has been pain-free for 1.5 years.
And why couldn't she be here with us today?
She's actually in Europe for the summer.
Something Lynette says is truly a miracle. Dr. Sachs says the Rhodes Stim procedure shows promising results in people with all kinds of conditions, including neuropathy, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, reflex sympathetic dystrophy. Robert Patiska will tell you 15 years ago he was looking and feeling good, even doing some modeling. But his days of being on top of the world suddenly turned upside down 7 years ago when he contracted a rare disease called Guillain-Barré syndrome. It left him bedridden with chronic pain.
You know, it was to the point to where no one could help me, and I was so depressed that I didn't want to do anything. You know, it hurt to move, it hurt, the pain was dominating my life. And about 2 years ago, Dr. Sachs said, well, there's something going on down in Corpus Christi. He said, let me get it up here for you, we'll try it.
It manages to resolve pain in people who previously could never get results. It's probably the first really great invention for pain in the 21st century. And I would dare say it's probably the most significant pain implement in the last 50 years, the greatest and most important development I've ever seen in my career.
Shane Miller was in an accident 1.5 years ago that left him with damaged nerves, in excruciating pain, and bedridden.
It's really changed my life. I mean, my wife and I have been through a lot since this happened, and thanks to Dr. Sachs and the Rhodes Stim machine, it's all coming back. So I'm not completely well, but I'm getting there. I'm happy for it.
Yeah,
Stephen Clark had suffered chronic migraines for the past 4 years.
Within one treatment on this machine, my headaches were significantly reduced, and within 2 treatments, I haven't had a headache since.
Robert was suicidal the day he went in for his first treatment.
I was always using walkers or canes to get around with. And after the initial visit, I think it was March the 15th of this year, I was able to stand on my toes for the first time in 7 years.
something his family is amazed to see today.
It's strange watching him being able to bend his legs like this and be able to get up without stumbling, or even walking without his cane without stumbling and falling even with a cane.
The second day I came in, I brought my children and I said, well, we're going to the park. And I gave them piggyback rides for the first time in their life.
He's happy, more than he used to be when he was sick. My dad said when all this stuff gets cleared off, he'll be able to play with us more and more.
They just couldn't understand, well, what's got into Daddy? You know, because they've always seen me sick and they've always seen me down, and you know, and it's just like I said, been miraculous. It's helped me out so much and changed my life.
Now, when they hook you up to this machine and you're getting the treatment, do you feel that?
No, well, you feel it. It feels like a little tingling sensation, but the patients that we talked to said it is not painful and you should not feel any pain whatsoever.